to the Coyle Coyle School Residence Lottery. This is going to be an actual lottery. We're going to pick tickets. Unfortunately, we're going to pick about 1,000 numbers today. So this is going to take quite a few hours. We'll probably take a break after we do the local lottery. I'm Lori, by the way. This is Cheryl and Ari and Tova. They're going to be logging in. Well, Ari's going to log in the numbers as they're called, and Tova's going to scratch out the numbers as they're called to make sure that we've called everyone's lottery registration number. Everybody that was in the lot that applied and was pre-qualified will be in the lottery, and we will call everyone's number. Just because we call your number doesn't mean that you will eventually get an apartment in the building, but it puts the applications in order so that we can start from the top of the list and start screening people and qualifying people for an apartment. Oh, they're raising their hand up there. I'm sorry. This is the local preference lottery. We had about, I think, 200 people in that lottery. And then this is the general lottery. This is the one that's going to take a really long time. We had almost 800 applicants. The difference between these is the local lottery, we will be awarding up to 70% of the units to people with a local preference. The general pool includes everybody. This will be probably 30, well, it will be initially 30% of the units will be awarded through the general lottery. I guess we'll start. All right. I'm thinking it might help.
Or one to see if they ask, or
Where is the chat?
is that people writing in the chat?
I can't find the chat from Rain. Right next to Ring Central header. Oh, somebody's helping someone. All right, that's fine. We can't hear. Well, I asked if everyone could hear, and some people raised their hand. Check the volume on your computer. If your volume is down, maybe you can't hear, or maybe you need to call in. There were numbers in the there were numbers when you signed in where you could call in if you can't hear through your computer. We're just mixing these up a little more. If you can't hear, well, if you can't hear, you can't hear.
You want to write in the chat, maybe? Like starting local?
Where is the chat?
Isn't that right?
I'm looking for it.
Where
No,
the right? No.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yep, and then we just put we're starting with the local.
Oh my goodness. I'm writing in the chat for those people that can't hear. Make sure you have your chat open. Okay, so that says we're starting with the local preference
Did
lottery.
you want to, if they can't hear you, did you want to type in that you can call in from the number that was original, because they won't hear what you just said about calling in.
You should have been in there. Where do we find out the number? I can't go on and get them. Get off the screen.
Oh. You want?
Could you? Ari is going to get her computer to look up the number that you would call in on. People don't know how to open the camera. Danielle, if you can hear me, You're saying you never got anything in the mail and nobody responded to your email application. Did you send it to the right place? Did you move? If you moved, we would only respond to the address that was on your application. Okay, there are people saying that we didn't respond. We responded to every application that we received, either by fax, email, in person. We sent out thousands of letters already. Some people were rejected right at the beginning for reasons that would be on the letter that we sent back to you. If your application was received, you would have received a lottery registration number in the letter that we sent. That's how you know you're in the lottery, is from your lottery number. I lost my letter with the lottery number. How can I get it? You can call the numbers that were on the advertisements and tell them that you would need to know your lottery number. Obviously, we're working on the lottery now, so we won't be answering at this time. This whole lottery will be recorded, so you can go to the website and watch it over again if you've missed anything, or if you didn't know your number and you want to know what it was called. We will be sending out letters this week. They might go in the mail on Monday. That will tell you your placement in the lottery. If you were entered in a couple of pools, it'll tell you your placement on both of them, local and general.
Right, I have the number and then they have to put in the meeting ID. The number is 77.
1 second. Here is the call. Really?
Yep.
773
231
231
9226.
9226.
And then the meeting ID is 146 393
146
Yep.
393
3357.
3357.
Yep, and that's what I put down.
This is gonna keep scrolling. So the number is here. Oh, someone else wrote the number too. Meeting ID. Thank you, Kaylin Farini. We did just send it out, so hopefully everyone can just scroll up your chat to get the number and the meeting ID. Okay. We're going to begin because, like I said, this is going to take hours. We will probably take a 10 or 15-minute break after the local preference lottery is done. And then we'll come back to start drawing the general lottery numbers. We'll probably take a break after we draw the first 300 or so. So let's start. Just so you know, I'm not going to be reading the chat while we're doing this. We can't. This is going to take too long. So if you want to chat with each other, that's fine, but I'm going to continue reading the numbers. So the first number for the local preference lottery is 241229. I'm gonna all of the lottery registration numbers begin with 24. It's the year. So we're really, from this point on, just going to read the last 4 numbers because those are the ones that are different. So this would, for instance, would be 1229. Do you want to pick them out and hand them to me? You can look at it.
You don't know who it is, right?
They're all messed. 1521. Showing it. 1055. 1623. 1082. 1008. Somebody's typing in all the numbers.
Oh, because people can hear maybe?
1080, but they can see. I'm just noticing that somebody's typing all the numbers in. Are they saying the ones that win? Everybody's number will be called. All this lottery does is put the applications in order. So the first number I called will be the first person considered for an apartment. We are going to read almost 800 numbers today. Every lottery number that was issued, every registration number will be called out. That doesn't mean you'll get an apartment. We don't have 800 apartments. We'll start with number 1, then move to number 2 and number 3, and we will see if they're qualified. We'll get more paperwork from you. We'll call you in. We'll also see if you have anything in like local preference. We definitely need to make sure you're still a local resident or working locally. If you need a reasonable accommodation or an accessible unit, we'll look for that person first. So that person that needs the accessible unit may be called in number 50. We're going to go to them first. If there's the accessible units, we'll go to wheelchair, hearing impaired people, things like that. So anyway, here's this one, 1080. 1664. 1038. 1718. 1614. 1154. 1313. 1586. 1731. 1712. 1273. 1754. 1319. 1746. 1543. 1158. 1279. 1744. 1072. 1003. 1051. 1169. 1470. 1185. 1271. 1053. I'm just going to stop for a minute. I see a lot of people are asking questions. I can't see your questions because someone's typing the numbers in, so your question goes off to the top somewhere. If I see a question and I can answer it, I will, but we really need to get through the numbers. The lottery does make sense. I saw someone say that. When you have a lottery like this, everything comes in at the same time. It's not the first person that we get in our hands that is number one. Everybody is equal until this lottery. This lottery determines where you are on our list because you were all weighed equally for the 60-day period that we took applications. If your application came in after that deadline, no, you probably didn't get a response yet because we've been working on the people that made the deadline for the lottery. If your application did not get to us by the deadline, it'll be put on a waiting list for the future. 10007. 1390. 1207. 1342. 1404. 1073. You can check them out more if you want. 1127. 1612. 1262. 1411. 1740. 1028. 1361. There was no lottery number. It was called a lottery registration number, and that came on the letter that you received telling you that your application was put into the lottery, and it gave you a lottery registration number. If your application was not completed in full, it got sent back to be completed in full. So you would not have received a lottery registration number until we got your paperwork back. If it came in after the deadline, you may not be entered. You may or may not, depend on what day it came in and what it was that we needed. 1565. 1658. 1555. 1613. 1064. 1260. 1556. 1199. 1706. 1275. The meeting has reached capacity, so I'm getting several voicemails that no one else is able to join. We can't increase that in the middle of this, right? Me,
I think it's just a capacity thing with Ring Central.
probably.
Yeah. How many people?
How many? I don't know. Let me see. 1 second, please.
I think it'll show if you like hover. Oh wait, right there. At the top.
99 participants, so that must be the max. This will be recorded. That's all I can tell you. When it was set up, or maybe Ring Central only goes to 100 people. There's a lot of people on this one. We don't usually get that many people. Yeah, same. Still can't hear anything, and I clicked on every speaker. Okay, they didn't get here on time and can watch later. Yes, they can watch later. 1421. Just so everyone knows, you didn't have to be here. This is just picking the order that we're going to send. We're going to send a letter and tell you where you are on the waiting list right now, and we'll start at the top of the waiting list for the local preference and the waiting list for the general lottery. Your participation was not required in order to be in the lottery. 1231. 1473. 1303. 1445. I'm trying to read it so you can find them faster. 1075. 1436. 1597. 1278. 1415. 1359. 1680. 1016. 1644. 1698. 1133. 1757. There are 45 affordable apartments available in the building. There'll be 5 that are not. Their market rate. 1674. 1710. 1111. Somebody's saying that they submitted it and didn't get it. If your client or whoever filled out an application did not give us a mailing address, you didn't get a letter. 1501. 1686. 1620. Yes, even if you emailed your letter, if you emailed your application, we would have sent to your mailing address. We do everything by mailing address. If at some point you call us, we can tell you if we got your application or not. We did get a lot by email, but we would go by the address that's on your application. We sent out thousands of letters. We can't also send out thousands of emails unless it's the same email going to everyone. 1218. 1307. 1389. 1027. 1015. 1020.
Oh, I thought you said 7.
Yeah,
Did I?
Yeah,
It was 1020.
okay.
yeah, so I don't have a 7.
Let's back up. Let's make sure you got the last
And then
one.
before that would be 1389.
1389.
Okay.
1020. 1015. Guess I've called too many numbers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
83. You might wanna say 2.
1329. Last bitch? Yeah. 1253. Cheryl's gonna start calling. Apparently my speaking is getting bad. It was already bad.
It's a lot. You called 85 numbers.
85?
Yep.
thing is just as bad. 1477.
Well, you could turn it if you.
1511. 1764. 1492. 1338. 1504. 1600. 1327. 1495. 1092. 1215. 1146. 1122. 1308.
Not so good with cards either.
1720. 1197. 1643. 1449. 1457.
1449. And what was that, 1457?
So we should tell you got 1449.
Yeah.
The next one's 1457. 1588. 1531. 1566.
What's going on over here is Ari's logging them as they're called in order from 1 to 219. And Tova is crossing off the numbers as they're called to make sure we called everyone's number. So at the end, we'll check with her and make sure she's crossed off every single number so that we know every number got called.
1281. 1398. 1021. 1287. 1634. 1488. 1213. 1056. 1305. 1426. 1325. 1682. 1043. 1196. 1226. 1707. 1209. 1044. 1483. 1088. 1035. 1150. 1594. 1161. 1432. 1034. 1093. 1006. 1702. 1708. 1406. 1771. 1233. 1052. 1393. 1346. 1178. 1546. 1684. 1266. 1298. 1030. 1730. 1696. 1653. 1783. 1750. 1493. 1616. 1140. 1550. 1722. 1618. 1328. 1408. 1239. 1240. 1223. 1601. 1615. 1270. 1431. 1451. 1455. 1633. 1277. 1151. 1481. 1460. 1711. 1780. 1378. 1602. 1002. 1465. 1726. 1663. 1018. 1657. 1777. 1425. 1553. 1671. 1071. 1463. 1640. 1773. 1136. 1530. 1433. 1542. 1132. 1468. 1144. 1219. 1358. 1317. 1138. 1382. 1609. 1683. 1029. 1086. 1120. 1074. 1372. 1699. 1247. 1611. 1033. 1570.
And the last one.
Last number, 1195.
Oh, numbers, Tova?
Yes, yes.
And you filled all the spots.
Yep, all too many.
Great. All right, I'm gonna lost it. We have in here somewhere. Probably not. I just don't want these to go out of order. Well, we're gonna take a break for about 10 minutes. We don't need 10 minutes. Do we? Take 10. I'll try to answer some questions on chat while we take a break. So if anybody has a question, type it in. This really isn't the place to tell me that you didn't receive a response. Not trying to be harsh, but we've got a lot of tickets to draw. But if you want to know something that isn't in our ads or something you don't understand, you can ask me a question like that and I'll try to explain it. As far as not being able to get on, everyone, well, going forward, if you ever join a meeting like this, it's always a good idea to try your computer before the day to make sure you can hear and you can see. There would be a test there for you to try it. Okay, we're gonna take a 10-minute break. What time is it?
9:43.
We'll be back about 9:53. Can someone put these in elastic without messing up the order? Okay. Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna scroll back, see if I can see some
it doesn't,
questions.
yeah, it doesn't work. I'm just gonna type it.
I just joined. How will I know if I missed my number or not? Yes, it's being recorded and you can watch later. You can go to the website that you see on our advertisements. You'll also get a letter in the mail probably next week. We're going to try to process all of the letters today and tomorrow. They may get into the mail on Monday. So by the end of next week, you should have a notice that tells you where you placed in the lottery. Yep, 781-915-3080. Apparently that's what the letter says is the number to call. CoyleSchool@hallking.com is the email address, exactly. Oh, is sending back automatic responses. Is there any other contact info that can be provided? You can call the phone number. Please email all questions to CoyleSchool@hallking.com. Yes. Hi, Sabrina. I'm sorry, but have all the numbers they have shown been selected? There are just a lot of numbers. Yes, there are a lot of numbers. We had almost 800 applicants. The people that live local or work local would have the benefit of a local preference. So we do 2 lotteries. Everybody that was in the local preference lottery is also in the general lottery. We're going to be awarding up to, the keyword is up to, there could be more, but up to 70% of the units will first go to local preference people. The other 30% will start picking from the general lottery list right from the top for the rest of the 30. So just because your number hasn't been called yet doesn't mean you won't be at the top of the general list. All of the numbers shown have they been selected? No, there is only 45 affordable units. You may or may not qualify for some of them depending on the affordability program. So whatever you're going to qualify for will be in the letter that you'll receive. It's the order for local numbers, so not everyone got, it's the order they go for local slotted apartments. I've never received a number. Okay, thank you so much. Should have called them. Should have called them prior to now. On my letter, no application number on the letter. Called a registration number. It's not called an application number or a lottery number. It's actually a lottery registration number or just a registration number. Those are the numbers that we're calling today, and we will call everyone that we've sent a letter to. There's almost 800 people we sent letters to, so we're going to have almost 800 numbers to call, because in the lottery, it's just to give you a placement on the waiting list. So if your number was called first today, you would be, we did the local lottery, that means you're the first person on the local list. So we're going to start with you. If your number was called, like your number was called at 219, which was the amount of local people that applied. If you were called number 219th, then you may or may not get a call from us. We'd have to go through all the people before you, the other 218 people. Unless they didn't meet the qualifications for certain programs, then we would go to the first person that does. The number you're getting today doesn't tell you a whole lot unless your number is called early. Other than that, it's going to rely on the other people that are in the lottery. Do they qualify? Do they not? You know, do we have enough bedrooms? You know, if they ask for a 3-bedroom, do we have any more 3-bedrooms left? Why is it that I am part of local people, but my number did not get called? There was a page on the lottery on the application that asked if you were local. I myself, when I reviewed some of them, a couple of people said, no, they're not local, but then their address was local. You know, so it could be something that was written wrong on your application. I am a Taunton resident and was 121291 called. No, you were not registered for the local lottery. You can call us and find out. My number was not called, 1666. That's correct. You were not in the local lottery. You'll be in the general lottery. I can't answer all these questions about why local people did not get called. It's based on what was on your application. I don't have a lottery number. Nothing on the letter says I wasn't qualified because the income was incorrect. I resubmitted a new application but never received anything. You should call us. So if I didn't get called, am I out? That would mean you're not on the local list. How many were called for local? 219, I think. I don't have the list in front of me, they took it, but I think it's about 219. When will this meeting be available for replay? Probably in the next, tomorrow or the next day. We're going to be working on letters right away. So local is just Taunton and general is everyone else. Yes, but general also includes the local people. The local people were just given a preference, so we put them all in to the local lottery, but all of the local people will also be in the general. Your number was called among the last 10 minutes or so. How does the wait list work? You're just going to be on the wait list in the order. So if your number was called around 190 something, we're going to have to process 190 some people before yours. Is this the end of the drawing or should I stay on? We have the whole general lottery to do. It's probably going to take 2 to 3 hours to get through those. We'll have a break in the middle if we need to. You don't have to be on. You're going to get a letter in the mail next week, probably, most likely, if you have an address and your address is correct. I mean, I saw some applications that had the wrong zip codes on their address. Some people live in places temporarily. There's a lot of reasons why you might not have received a letter. What if you didn't get a letter? If you didn't get a letter, then either your address was incorrect, or your application came in after the deadline. You didn't qualify, then in that case, you should have got a letter telling you didn't, and telling you that if you feel we made a mistake to let us know. Well, the call was just sort of roll call, not the lottery yet, so I'm a bit confused. No, the lotteries today are just putting the applications in order on the waiting list. None of these people have been offered an apartment yet. We're going to start with number 1 and see what they qualify for, if they qualify. Since I'm so low in the lottery, I'm just hoping this many people don't receive letters again. I don't know what that means. You know your number because when your application was accepted for the lottery, you received a letter that told you what your registration number was. The number starts with 24, followed by 4 other numbers. No, we're going to start the general lottery. All of the numbers have not been called. We did the local lottery for those people that live or work locally and indicated so on their application. There are local people who did not get called. Again, call and ask us. It was probably not on your application that you were local. A lot of people are asking that. That's all right.
That was what I can see it. Let's see. Yeah, because then it'll be double.
You want to switch?
No.
You won't be able to read my hair. No, I meant Steve. Oh, no.
I think I should leave. I don't think I was qualified because saying I make a certain amount of money, certain amount of income that I don't make. So my application wasn't accepted. I'm not sure what that means. Please call us if you have questions. Why did so many people not get letters? If we didn't get one this time, how will we get one next time? Call us because there might be a problem with your application. Maybe your address was wrong. Maybe you've moved. Could be anything. Did number... It is very confusing. I understand people's confusion. I'm trying to say it as simply as possible. All this is doing is putting the local residents that are going to have a local preference onto a waiting list. And the order we called them in is the order they are on the waiting list. So the first person we called is number 1 on the waiting list, and the last number we called is the last person on the waiting list. In between all of those people, there's different bedroom sizes. There's people that qualify for different programs. There's people who qualify for handicap accessible or sensory accessible apartments. It's a whole lot in between there. I'm signing off so general lottery participants can join in. Thank you for the opportunity. You're welcome. Who's that? Kaylin. How many units for people with low income and have a disability? Well, I don't know what you're asking there. I mean, it's 45 affordable units for all, there's different income levels. There's very low and low. We have handicap accessible and sensory accessible units. Whether or not you qualify for that, I don't know. If you mean you have disability income, then maybe you just qualified for the 30% units. What's the next lottery category pool? The general pool. Well, you asked where we work. Couldn't you guys see the address of where we worked and put it on local?
I'll read from page 2 of the application.
Okay, I can't answer some of these questions here. Please wait for your letter and please call us if you have a question. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna start calling the general lottery numbers. This is everyone that submitted an application that was accepted. And you would have received a letter unless your application had the wrong address or no address or no city or state. I've seen a lot of things. We can't be calling every single applicant to see what they did wrong. If it was incomplete, you would have got a letter that says your application's incomplete. However, if we don't have your complete address, then, you know, somebody may have called you, but not for sure. The key was to make sure your application is complete. The first place person in the general lottery is 1607. One 707, 1532, 1466, 1467, 1329, 1352, 1322, 1496, 1302, 1571.
Lottery that you did over there, it kind of went like that, so I could
Because
see
it was,
first.
oh, I see, but we got all of this to go through, that's why I'm asking, because every little hold, this is gonna hold it up that much longer,
Okay,
but
it's just the
because
law
there's
and
so many
the
numbers,
yeah.
I agree with you.
You can even hold it like
So we're
that.
gonna go a little slower. 1030. I get it. Yeah, the lottery was much smaller. 1180. 1137. 1596. 1684. 1437. 1696. 1077. 1656. I see someone saying this has to be a scam. This is regulated by government agencies. It's certainly not a scam. It's something that's done all the time, and it's done this way. There are rules to doing the lotteries, and we do follow them. If You feel like something's wrong, again, call us. 1274. 1166. 1546. 1050. 1056. 1127. 1539. 1139. 1088. 1111. 1243. I would have liked to have that number so I could remember it. 1111. 1121. 1461. 1432. 1556. 1165. 1655. 1064. 1616. Somebody's saying, is there a way to know the numbers called? It's being recorded and it will be on our website. 1209. 'Thank you. Whoever said, meaning your application maybe wasn't completed correctly. Like she stated several times, call them for assistance. Yes, please. 1140. 1333. 1745. 1567. 1708. 1468. 1473. 1312. 1670. 1635. 'Local residents or local priority, local preference people are in this lottery too. 1413. 1224. 1778. 1045. 1398. 1633. They're pretty well mixed. You're getting them from all the numbers.
Yeah.
1643. Yeah, reach on in there, Cheryl. 1595. 1148. Where are we supposed to get an email? No. We send out everything by mail. If you provided us an email address and your number comes up on the waiting list and we don't have an address for you, of course, we're not going to send you a letter, but we'll definitely try to email you or phone call you. We will try to get in touch with you by the information that you put on your application. 1662. 1319. 1290. 1418. 1293. 1281. 1357. 1715. Your handwriting's so perfect. That's why you wanted to write, right? Because you're gonna have to log them. You want to be able to read them. You're slick. Perfect. 1295. 1089. 1194. 1231. 1447. 1572. 1373. 1777. What time did we start?
53, 953.
1519. 1772. 1780. 1600. 1057. 1327. 1092. 1579. 1317. 1628. 1359. Have we called 100 yet?
We're at 87. Well, that's number 87.
1409. 1544. 1714. 1400. 1422. 1199. 1537. 1095.
Split that one on. Wait, what other?
1143. 1018. 1444. 1453. 1499. This one? 1676. This was the 100th number called. We have about 701 numbers to call. One zero zero two. 1443. 1736. 1206. 1755. 1325. 1384. 1665. Toby, you look like you're playing bingo. 1253. 1524. 1219. 1464. 1428. 1216. 1022. 1672. 1564. 1604. 1725. 'Why call so many numbers if only 45 apartments? We have to call all the numbers and give someone a place on the list. We don't just discard them. Everyone was equal up until this point. Now we're going to know which order to call people in to be processed. If there's 45 apartments, we might go through 300 names on the list to get 45 people who are truly qualified or qualified for the bedroom size and qualified for the program, or one of the programs. 1005. 1324. 1154. 1565. 1612. 1241. 1768. 1741. 1047. 1242. 1171. 1510. 1082. 1015. 1376. 1523. 1316. 1624. 1776. 1761. 1308. 1522. 1720. 1424. 1773. 1405. 1645. 1025. 1065. 1636. 1500. 1621. 1415. 1747. 1663. 1598. 1151.
What?
1378. Sorry, I called it out wrong. 1412. 1215. 1601. 1775. Oh, that's not going down fast.
Yeah.
1493. 1627. Can you let us know when we get to 200? 1385. 1393. 1135. 1686. 1249. 1029. 1592. 1236. 1009. 1100. 1265. 1198. 1038. 1345. 1017. 1492. 1578. 1105. 1683. 1419. 1061. 1734. 1306. 1186. 1497. 1764. 1724. 1310. Will the record be emailed? Should we send you an email so it can be sent to us, please? Yeah, it's right on the website. Your letter will tell you where you can look for it, or you can call us. It's on the advertisement. Yeah, our advertisements show the website where you can get the recording of this meeting. 1458. 1190. 1661. 1162. 1732. 1681. 1690. 1294. 1108. Okay, we've called 200 numbers and it's been about, what, 27 minutes?
Yeah.
So we've got, so it's probably gonna be another hour and a half before we get through it all.
We have 5 minutes.
We got it.
We got it. After we call the 300th number, we're gonna take a quick break, 5 or 10 minutes.
You wanna switch or you good?
Oh, I'm fine. If you, do you want to switch? Are you sick of doing that? Because my hands don't work so good.
I'm good. Ready? Roll.
Neither does my mom. 1346. Can you pull some up from the bottom,
That's what I've been trying to do,
Oh,
is dig
okay.
down to the bottom.
like the edges and
Yeah.
stuff? There you go. 1586. 1109. 1098. 1158. 1752. 1593. 1361. 1299. 1471. 1754. 1142. 1212. 1580. 1326. 1071. 1470. 1457. 1744. 1597. 1027. 1568. 1179. 1010. 1588. 1779. 1019. 1123. Once again, for those who joined later, the numbers we're calling just tells you the position you are on the waiting list. If your number was called first, you will be the first person that we call for the either local lottery or the general lottery. 1103. 1213. This is just giving you a placement in the lottery because up until this point, all applications received before the deadline had equal weight. And now we're going to put them in order for an actual waiting list where we'll start calling from the top down. 1584. 1782. Also, everybody that was in the local lottery is also entered into the general lottery. This is the place where we may skip down. Like, if the first 10 people were also in the local lottery and were already called, we won't call them again for the general lottery. We'll skip them because they've already been called on the local list. So we'll go to the people that are not local and call them. I know that's confusing, but 1733. 1569. There's also people on the local lottery that do not qualify for the 30% project-based Section 8 because they don't recognize a local preference. So those people may be called for another 30% program, but they might not qualify with a preference for the Section 8 30%. 1099. There's a lot of rules. 1590. No, I don't know what you mean by it's contradicting. It's not. Was the local lottery already picked? Yes, we did that. 1335. 1711. What I just said referred only to the Section 8 30%, not the other 30%. And that doesn't mean that a local person can't get a 30% unit, but it will be through the general lottery rather than with a local preference. 1675. 1691. Please watch your language on here, Victoria, please. It is very confusing. You'll get a letter that explains where you are. 1433. As I said earlier, you're not required to be on this because it is confusing. Your letter will clear it up for you more. 1509. The reason we're doing this is because we need to make sure that other people are watching, that we're not just writing the numbers, we're drawing them randomly, and that's exactly what you're seeing here. 1475. 1451. 1559. You're welcome. Moto G. 1407. 1208. 1113. 1463. 1694. 'Thank you. iPhone. 1573. 1759. 1133. 1758. Did we call 1463?
Yes, that was number 249.
Oh, because somebody said, did you just call 1463? Did I say it wrong?
Like you said,
Did I say 1463?
Yeah.
Yeah, we called it.
oh,
Mm.
1218. We can't look up all the numbers. I'm sorry. One, 340. The only reason I asked about that one is because I thought that I read it wrong. 1685. 1013. This is an extra large lottery, which does mean a lot of the people that are called, in the last couple of hundred probably won't be called in, unfortunately. There was a great response to this. We received probably over 1,200 applications. Some of them were pre-qualified. Some of them were sent rejection letters for one reason or another. We sent back letters and applications to people who didn't complete everything. So yeah, it does get confusing and there are a lot of numbers. And again, you don't need to, I hate to keep saying this, but it's not mandatory that you be here. We're going to be on for probably till noon time, at least. And it is confusing. I sympathize with everybody who's watching. Just wait for the letter. And if you have questions, call us or email us. 1271. 1699. 1514. 1505. 1381. 1347. 1132. 1159. 1551. 1046. 1371. 1530. 1288. 1182. We should have had a cage rolling these. I think we said that last time. Yeah, bingo cage. 1583. I don't know what that is. 1052. 1651. 1603. 1574. 1408. 1258. 1184. 1478. 1622.
Well, she just called 160.
You get that?
You caught up?
622, hold on.
Want to review the last three?
Nope, I got it. And then this
This
is
is
I got
good.
it. Ask me about lunch, sorry.
1459.
Yeah.
You get loopy from reading little numbers? 1723. Do you want to switch jobs?
Nope.
1292. 1086. I'm going to start a new pile because I don't want this one to fall over. 1697. 1336. 1591. 1713. 1442. 1416. 1482. I'm seeing some people are still having problems hearing. So I just like to recommend, I did a little earlier, but for the new people that are on, whenever you join a meeting like this online, it's a real good idea to sign in before it to make sure everything works. You can see, you can hear, and all of that stuff. 1729. Everybody's number will get called. It doesn't mean you will end up getting an apartment. We're just putting everyone in order on the waiting list. 1719. When everyone applied, there was a 60-day period, so no one was put in any order on the list. They were just sent letters with a registration number, and now we are creating the order for the waiting list. The 24 is the year. That's just a control number we use. 1330. 241315. I'm sorry, I won't read the 24. Somebody just asked a question about what does the 24 mean. I'm sorry, my brain switched.
I thought I messed up the head just now. I know, like, what did I do too?
Do we want to review the last three? Just because I did that? Sorry. 1740. How many apartments are there? There are 50. Only 45 are on the affordable. 5 of them are market rate. 1237. 704. That was the 300th number called. Do we want to take a break now or go a little longer?
A little longer.
I can go. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, we're going to keep going. So that last one was 1704. 1479. 1391. 1397. 1287. 1756. Everyone will get a letter telling them where their place is on the waiting list, which is the lottery list. Once everybody receives a number, you're on a lottery waiting list. And everybody will get that letter. We'll start calling the first person picked. You know, we'll start calling people in to qualify them fully according to everything, the program that they qualify for, how many bedrooms they need, if they need an accessible unit. We'll start calling people probably a week after the letters go out. 1660. Unfortunately, we received how many? 700 and what?
We have on the general 787.
We received 787 applications that pre-qualified for the lottery. Unfortunately, probably around 750 people won't receive an apartment for one reason or another. So, yeah, I mean, you might be rejected after we do the screening, or you might be, your credit or criminal history may be bad. There's many reasons that we've exhausted lists sometimes. This one's a large one, so we're already going to have replacements on the list for people that don't qualify, that were called early. 1048. 1202. 1717. 1083. 1192. 1096. 1449. 1115. 1074. 1284. 1225. 1396. 1167. 1594. We have about 1,000 letters to send, so they'll probably get in the mail on Monday. Or before, but the latest Monday. 1438. 1185. 1634. 1641. 1066. 1406. 1706. 1344. 1513. 1328. 1181. 1784. 1252. 1585. 1770. 1126. 1239. 1441. 1235. 1283. 1220. 1454. 1063. 1256. Yes, everyone's number will be called today. 1221. 1765. 1059. 1304. 1261. 1097. 1214. 1448. 1602. 1518. 1277. 1739. 1693. 1642. 1323. 1116. 1114. 1680. 1247. 1617. 1379. 1273. 1743. 1786. 1557. 1211. 1748. 1550. 1490. 1107. 1227. 1705. 1657. 1553. 1536. 1068. 1498. 1549. 1004. 1613. 1543. 1485. 1535. 1455. 1501. 1554. 'Do you know, is the lottery posted on coilschoolresidence.com/lottery? I'm thinking it's on www.hulking.com/Coyle, maybe. I'll tell you in a minute.
What was the website?
It's a Coyle School Residence/lottery. If that's where the informational meeting was.
/lottery.
Yeah.
Might look it up and see if it comes up, so yeah. And it says April 17th at 9 AM.
So it's probably gonna be, the video will probably be there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's most likely where the video will be, at coilschoolresidences.com
Oh, yep, it's there.
/lottery. Okay, that's where it is, or where it will be. It might take a couple of days to get it up there because we send it to a different department to upload it. Okay. 1436. 1667. 1164. 1278. 1245. 1372. 1673. 1402. 1144. Okay, that was number 400. Oh, this is number 400, 1339. So that means we're a little over halfway through. Right? Let's just take a quick break, like 5 to 10 minutes. Try to be back in 5 if you
Okay.
can. If not, we'll wait. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back by 11, the latest. Okay, we are going to finish the last half of the general lottery. One zero five four. One five 89. One 7 6. Need to adjust this. 1700. 1203. 1702. 1687. 1426. 1289. 1020. 1582. 1072. 1668. 1134. 1177. 1259. 1119. 1404. Do we need a break?
Okay.
1726. 1534. 1122. 1563. 1110. 1538. 1649. 1410. 1771. 1217. 1512. 1193. 1669. 1023. 1623. 1679. 1631. 1257. 1712. 1611. 1008. 1425. 1146. 1118. 1120. 1566. I'm getting tired.
Yeah, that's straight to mine.
1446. My arm's getting tired too. Let's try that. 1618. Trying to adjust
Yeah.
my 1229. 1076. Maybe you can lay it down on its side. Did that help for a little while?
Oh, like tip it.
Yeah, tip it sort of. 1318.
This is true. It might be out of you. This one goes-
1334. 1297. 1210. 1576. 1751. 1129. 1338. 1042. 1003. Maybe pull some off the sides.
Yes,
1011. 1138. 1207. 1254. 1230. 1785. 1688. 1016. 1267. 1577. 1374. 1204. 1434. 1727. 1555. 1149. 1710. 1383. 1106. 1480. 1106. 1386. 1619. 1291. 1058. 1232. 1320. 1762. 1337. 1735. 1090. 1533. 1749. 1721.
Yeah.
1226. 1075. 1417. 1695. Okay, if you see them, but it's just, it's been fun. There you go.
There you go.
1511. 1753. 1644. 1562. 1370. That's number 500. We have, how many left?
Yeah, like 287, 287.
287 more numbers to call. That should take a little over a half an hour. 1581. 1028. 1716. 1403. 1692. 1188. 1728. 1629. 1264. 1051. 1067. 1507. 1486. 1117. 1309. 1007. 1420. 1270. 1169. 1774. 1527. 1545. 1350. 1367. 1313. 1730. 1640. 1682. 1528. 1561. 1390. Is there a? Is that the whole time? 1570. I plugged into Linda's.
Oh,
It was right there. 1163. Thanks for asking though. My battery's good.
how's the battery?
Okay, the one was exact, yeah.
1637. 1314. 1093. 1423. 1606. 1268. 1626. 1452. 1353. 1276. 1632. 1625. 1102. 1462. 1558. 1380. Sorry. Yeah. 1427. Didn't hit my funny bone, so I'm good. Funny bone's not funny. 1363. 1301. 1035. 1521. 1476. 1341. 1248. 1647. 1526. One 1183. One 1516. One 1244. One 1034. 1520. 1387. 1517. 1094. 1701. 1469. 1529. 1305. 1282. 1503. 1062. 1360. 1044. 1364. 1614. 1275. 1541. 1321. 1508.
Maybe we won't be done by noon time. What time is it?
1133.
Oh, no.
1439. 1678.
This one's going slower than the local one anyway. Because we're doing, counting too many numbers.
1168. 1489. 1404. I'm sorry, 1040. 1040.
I'll your tax return.
That's what I thought of. 1189.
That number's appropriate for this week.
1285. 1060. 1460. 1525. 1560. 1491. 1650. 1718. 131. 1481. 1575. Did I just call 1390? Did we call 1390? Yeah, okay, we called it. 1671.
What's number 600?
Okay, we've made it through 600. We've got
The pavilion we're doing.
187?
187 more numbers to call.
Yeah. 1173.
Did we call 1149? That's the
Yes,
last one I'm
that was
asking.
my,
Oh, okay, yes, we did.
that's where I got hit.
And you find your lottery registration number on the letter you received telling you your lottery registration number. 1173. It would have been sent to the address you wrote on your application. 1085. 1395. 1488. 1653. 1742. 1703. 1456. 1043. 1369. 1375. 1474. 1659. 1033. 1365. 1349. 1763. 1197. 1658. 1599. 1263. 1362. 1191. 1073. 1041. 1787. 1674. 1495. 1311. 1178. 1399. 1646.
15.
1300. 1266. 1069. 1737. 1084. 1201. 1331. 1049. 1608. 1014. 1128.
What?
1355. 1055. 1450. 1769. 1079. 1157. 1172. 1388. 1483. 1024. 1654. 1228. 1757. 1250. 1195. 1698. 1783. 1101. 1222. 1026. 1382. 1506. 1722. I see something here. Somebody, somebody's asking me why their number was called in both the local and the general lottery. Everybody that was in the local lottery is also in the general lottery. Everybody's in the general lottery. Just the local preference people are in the local. Those will be called first. Up to 70% of each unit type will go to a local resident or local worker, and the other 30% of the units will come directly from the general lottery list. 1141. 1280. 1175. 1548. 1053. You can get your number by calling us. 1012. But again, all numbers are called today. We're just looking to place you in order on a waiting list. 1255. 1552. 1021. 1251. 1161.
I'm kind of.
We can't open the door because we're noisy. We're almost done, Tova, hang in there. Almost done. 1368. 1494. 1233. 1429. 1746. 1332. 1187. 1238. 1156. 1664. 100 numbers left to call. 1070. 1431. 1767. 1091. 1130. 1001. 1504. 1472. 1542. 1351. 1246. 1348. 1269.
That's number 700.
That was number 700.
87 left.
Nice. 1170. 1587. 1709. 1540. 1620. 1279. 1125. 1366. 1124. 1342. 1766. 1440. 1414. 1731. 1223. 1223. 1689. 1609. 1639. 1652. 1298. 1032. 1358. 1547. 1174. 1502. 1666. 1272. 1234.
We can't move.
A lot of
It's
numbers.
warm in here.
Compose yourself.
Frank, where was the?
1136. 1401. 1531. 1515. 1078. 1630. 1112. 1487. 1389. 1286. 1484. 1377. 1150. 1296. 1152. 1196. 1738. 1356. 1260. 1160. We're coming out with Keno. 1638. That's my sheet. Look at how that is. 1147. 1677. 1760. 1354. 1031. 1605. 1648. 1465. 1411. 1081. 1104. 1615. 1080. 1036. 1392. 1087. 1039. 1394. 1153. 1200. 1240. 1145. 1435. 1037. 1750. 1430. 1303. 1421. 10 numbers left. 1205. It's not 12 yet. I think we called it.
Oh, really?
12 noon. Got 4 minutes. 1155. 1610. 1307. 1006. 1445. 1262. 1781. 1477. And our last number is 1343. I checked that we called all the numbers. You've got enough logged, so
I
you
have
must
all of
have.
them logged.
If she's got them all logged, they must be all checked off.
Yeah.
No, it is,
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
it's crossed off.
yeah, it's just the.
Okay.
Yeah,
oh, wow. Yeah.
That's how I spotted that.
Serious.
it's my.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's home soon.
So everybody was called.
Yeah.
I just want to say that early on in this lottery, there were a few people saying they never received a letter from us. I have to tell you that we received a lot of letters back, returned to sender, because of a wrong address or something, and we would have checked it. And, you know, if that's what you gave us, that's what you gave us, missing apartment numbers. You know, people live in apartment buildings and don't put the apartment number. What's some other reasons that they might not have got a letter?
That's really it. If they didn't write it correctly, and that's about it. Or if
Yeah.
they don't live there, sometimes it gets sent back and they're putting an address. that's
Yes,
not-
if you put somebody else's address and say you live in Taunton and you use the Taunton residence address, sometimes the mailman won't deliver it because your name isn't at that address. Anyway, people that are doing that will find that out. Also, we checked one of them. One of the people that were saying they were they were local and they worked locally. And Ari recognized the name, so she looked it up, and the person did check that they were not local and they didn't work local. And in fact, their address was in Randolph. So a lot of people said that. We went through these applications really well, which is why we had to delay the lottery, because there was so much paperwork that came in before the deadline. So bear with us over the next few weeks. We're going to start calling people in from the top of the list. So if your number was called first, we'll probably call you in for one of the apartments, as you know, depending on what you asked for. The letters, we're going to try to get them all out by Monday, the latest. So hopefully you receive your letter by the end of the week. Anything else I should mention? Does anyone have any questions? Did we call 1430? We had to, because all the numbers were called. Okay, then. Again, you can email us, or
And when they're emailing, are they emailing Coyle School?
Sabrina, I think, is going to
Okay.
take that.
just wanted
I
to
think
double
it's that she's going to be checking
Okay.
the email. Yeah. So email us at the Coyle School residence's address. And you can also look for the recording of this lottery. Basically, like I said in the beginning, this lottery only gave you a position on the wait list. Whether or not you get an apartment is going to depend on who's on the list before you and if they qualify or not, or if they have bad criminal or credit records, we will reject them and move on to the next one, the next one, the next one, until all the apartments are completely filled. This could take a couple of months, you know, if we keep rejecting people or people aren't responsive. So you can call and check if you want, you know, if you haven't heard from us in a while, but if your number's probably more than 300, if you were called after 300 numbers, it's quite possible you won't be called, depending on who qualified in that was called first. So we will get an email letting us know we won, or a letter. We're only sending letters. Like I said, we had almost 800 applications. We're not going to email and send letters and make phone calls. We just can't. If your letter comes back, we'll try to reach you. And if your name comes to the top of the list, we'll probably send you a letter, but we're going to try to get in touch with you by email or phone to get you in right away. If the documents that you sent are too old, we might need them updated. So it's a whole process. Does anyone have any questions? You can use the chat if you want to ask a question. Okay, we're going to conclude this meeting. And again, you'll hear from us next week in the form of a letter. If you don't get a letter next week, give us a call and we can look up what happened. Thank you. Have a good day.